All right, let's check out a sort of good old-fashioned conspiracy theory. This one combines the globalist. You know how Alex Jones always uses that term? Globalist, internationalist, Trotskyite socialists, unlike Obama, Trudeau, Macron, and the rest of these Zio beasts. Yeah, that's a recording of me doing Alex Jones. Okay, so One American News, OAN anchor, Alison Steinberg, did a globalist rant about globalists tracking her through her apartment's, I guess it's a Nest thermostat with its energy saving settings. This is, let's just take a look at this. And this is the level of delusion that now is being, that we're now seeing presented in a serious manner.
All right, so I think it's pretty obvious we can all agree the whole goal with these globalists is to track us and trace us and monitor every single thing that we do in our everyday lives. In fact, this device that you're probably watching me from, that you're holding in your hand, is doing just that right now. And we know this. This is not new news.
Okay.
However, I've just discovered another layer of this that is, what I believe, taking it a step way too far. So I just moved into this new place, and this Nest device came automatically installed. With the apartment. It's the thermostat control, basically. So it's really cold in here because there's cement floors, and I was constantly having to turn the heat up. Now, I realized it would get cold after I turned the heat up.
This is just the best. I hope you guys see where this is going.
On multiple occasions. So I started thinking, why is this happening? Now get this, I'm going to show you the interface of this, and you're not going to believe it. Okay, so I'm having to turn it up again because it went down to 70 and I wanted it at 73. So it's having to heat up again.
So my old place, when I lived in Boston, my old place had these. And when my tenants came in, the same thing happened, and they didn't ascribe it to the globalists. They ascribed it to how the technology works. And I'll tell you how you fix this. This is the best.
And because it keeps turning itself back down. And I was wondering, why the is this happening? Well, I decided to go to settings.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found this home away assist. Then it says automatically use eco temperatures when no one's home. So that means this thing can track whether or not I'm in my house.
Yeah. Now, Nest thermostats, they have a proximity sensor. So like when you walk by it, it turns on so you don't have to press it. Like if you want to just see what the temperature is, you walk by and it senses you walk by and it flips on and you go, oh, it's 72. So you don't have to click it or press it. And it uses that to figure out whether you're likely home or not.
So this thing was turning itself off when I wasn't home and then would automatically start reheating when it sensed I was back inside.
It must be the globalists.
And if that's not creepy enough, they also somehow now have my email address because they keep harassing me in my inbox to sign up for their stupid app so it can connect to my phone so they
Their stupid app?
can track me even further. This is absolute madness. If you have a Nest, turn off all these settings because it's taking it way too far.
Yeah, you can turn off all of these settings. I mean, listen, at one point I started to suspect that the milk frother attachment on my espresso machine had a camera in it and an RFID chip, because every time I made an espresso, I would get an email offering me a coffee-based vaccine. It was crazy. But then I realized, no, I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. Could she really believe this? All of these thermostats have these functions. The thermostats, when I left my place in Boston and tenants came in, I didn't use almost any of these things because I had turned them off. I like to control everything manually. You know, I'm like, there's just types. Some people are like, set it to automatic and let it do its thing. In the car with climate control, I don't want to control the fan speed. And I just go, I want 72 auto. You figure out how to get us to auto, how to 72. At home, I'm sort of more aware of like, okay, when am I usually going to bed and I want it cool or whatever. So I turn all of this stuff off. I don't want the temperature changing when I'm in and out. I already am using more like eco-friendly temperatures during the day when I'm out at work, you know, all these different things. So when my tenants turned it on, they were like, hey, it's not doing anything. And I said, well, you've got to let it learn. I never used that. So you've got to let it learn your schedule. And it's a smart thermostat. You just turn it off. There's no globalist. Yeah. It's just the way the technology is designed. And it's hard for me to know for sure whether what you just saw is serious. I just don't know. It's very sick if it is, but maybe it's just trolling. That's Alison Steinberg from One American News Network. You can just turn all that stuff off. George Soros won't have any say. Klaus Schwab, right? Because remember, I know this is Alison Steinberg, so she may be Jewish herself. I've never met anyone named Steinberg who's not Jewish, but globalist usually is talking about rich Jewish men who want to control everything, including the fan speed apparently now on your AC. Very wild stuff. And my question to you is simply, do you think she's for real, or do you think she's just playing this up for her audience? When I'm looking for a good documentary, I'll sometimes scroll around on your average streaming services, and they're okay, but I almost always end up on an app called CuriosityStream. Our sponsor, CuriosityStream, is the king of documentaries. They have only documentaries. I recently watched Insect Apocalypse. It is horrifying what's going on with the bees, extremely disturbing, but the documentary Insect Apocalypse is fascinating, and I can't recommend it more highly. There's a CuriosityStream app for all of your devices. CuriosityStream is always adding new titles. They have a ton of awesome original content. They have the big award-winning documentaries by the filmmakers we all know. They also have smaller independent documentaries that are often just as good on every topic under the sun. And the best part about CuriosityStream is how affordable it is. You can get full access for $14.99 a year, not a month, a year. That's $1.25 a month. When you go to curiositystream.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman, the link is in the description.